Right now, the latest on alert day conditions we're expecting later today across southern Wisconsin.
And just in, News 3 Now confirming new information in the search for a missing woman feared to be in danger.
Plus, it's a busy weekend in Madison. This weekend's Coldplay concert and all the road closures coming along with it. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning on your Wednesday. I'm Kyrie Lee.
And I'm Chris Stanford. It is an alert day. We have the threat of some severe storms this afternoon for the Madison area, as well as a lot of the viewing area. And there are a lot of events going on tonight that are paying close attention to the forecast.
That's right. Let's check in now with meteorologist Savannah Brito, who's going to get right to it, let you know everything you need to know and all the timing. Savannah, good morning.
Thank you. Good morning, guys. We're tracking those a little bit earlier. I did add this. It was 12 to 7, now 11 in the morning to 7 p.m. So I do think that threat could come a little bit earlier, very late morning into the early afternoon. That's the start time. The end will be early evening for everyone across southern Wisconsin. Strong winds. We've also got an isolated tornado threat. I do think we'll also see brief downpours that could lead to some minor flooding, especially in low-lying areas. We'll also see some frequent lightning. This is the latest Storm Prediction Center outlook. So basically every area in this dark red, that's where the best storm chance is going to be, best chance of severe weather later. They did pull this a little bit further west, now including areas like Platteville, La Crosse, and even up north towards Wausau, Green Bay. The warm front's going to be well to our north, but ahead of the cold front, that'll be the primary role on areas that see, and the reason behind the severe weather later in the day. That extends all into the Chicagoland area as well. We'll definitely have a lot of key ingredients needed to support strong to severe thunderstorms. Heat and humidity, and then that strong cold front dropping us tomorrow. We'll show that timeline coming up.
Savannah, thank you. And stay on top of today's alert day conditions by downloading the free First Warn Weather app. You can find that in your app store.
All right, now to that breaking news developing now. In the community of Dodgeville, there is a traffic update. State Highway 191 is closed in both directions from Union Street and Bennett Road. We have just confirmed that this is connected to an endangered missing woman and the search for her that's been going on since sometime yesterday. We do know the closure here on 191 is expected to last for a couple of hours. We have been calling and asking for updates, but again, we have confirmed that this is connected to the search in Dodgeville for missing 67-year-old who they say may have been injured or in danger.
That's right. Police say Dorinda Zegebrecht was last seen Monday afternoon. Her car also missing from her home. She is about 5.5 feet tall and weighs around 120 pounds. She has black hair that is usually pulled up, as you can see in this photo here. She drives a 2020 Hyundai Kona, license plate AXG 8066. Anyone with information should contact the Dodgeville Police Department. But again, we have confirmed that the highway closure happening right now in Iowa County is linked to this search, but no further details at this time.
This morning, President Donald Trump is doubling down on tariffs. It comes as American consumers are facing higher prices because of inflation. Trump says that he'll likely impose pharmaceutical duties now at the end of the month that could be as high as 200%. The president also says that he'll soon impose a 19% tariff on Indonesian goods. Meanwhile, the new CPI report is out and it shows an increase in the inflation rate. It's up 0.3% between May and June and 2.7% year over year. Most mainstream economists say that tariffs are inflationary, though the president disagrees. American businesses pay those on imports. And new overnight in Washington, a nail-biting vote in the Senate. Vice President J.D. Vance casting a tie-breaking vote that advances President Trump's plan to claw back over $9 billion in federal funding for foreign aid, NPR, and PBS. 3 Republicans, Susan Collins, Mitch McConnell, and Lisa Murkowski, voted along with Democrats. The bill needs to pass by Friday, or the funding continues as planned.
Officials in Texas say search efforts may continue for months following the state's deadly flooding. Meanwhile, a business in La Crosse is loading a truck and making a 19-hour drive to Texas to help those affected. The company specializes in making wooden pallets. On Monday, organizers packed the truck with water, pet food, diapers, and other supplies. Pastors from a local church offered a blessing before the truck hit the road.
It's what I can do besides making some donations. I can also do what I'm good at and letter the trailer to get the awareness out there. Hopefully they pick up a bunch of supplies along the way.
DPW will be headed down to make that drive. So far, flooding has killed over 130 people, with more than 100 still missing.
This morning, we are waiting to see whether tonight's performance of Wicked will go on. It comes after the Overture Center canceled last night's performance because there was no running water in the building. Overture Center says that they will follow up with all ticket holders within 24 hours of cancellation with information on the next steps.
Back in Madison this weekend, Coldplay is coming to Camp Randall.
It's the venue's second concert this year after a nearly 30-year hiatus. And while it's not uncommon for the home of the Badgers to sell out on game days, hotels, restaurants, and business owners tell us that concerts are a whole other story. General manager of a Country Inn and Suites in Monona says that Morgan Wallen's visit to Madison last month doubled the hotel's typical weekend of revenue.
First time as long as I've been here, we actually had a line of people into the breakfast area looking to check in, but we handled it pretty well.
What's been great about these two concerts is neither have had many dates in the Midwest. So this is a unique opportunity for Midwesterners to come into the city.
Downtown Madison Inc. adds that there's a high likelihood of more concerts at Camp Randall in the future.
And if you're attending the concert or just driving downtown, be aware of some road closures. Monroe Street will be closed between Regent Street and Randall Avenue starting at 8 a.m. on Saturday. It will reopen around 3 a.m. on Sunday. Regent Street will be closed between Spooner Street and Randall Avenue for approximately 1 hour after the concert from around 11 to midnight. Temporary on-street parking restrictions will be in place like we see for a UW home football game, but you can find a full list of closures at channel3000.com. The concert, if you're going, it starts at 6 and is slated to end around 11.
A busy weekend downtown. Also some street closures for Maxwell Street days. Take a look at this. Beginning tomorrow, State Street will be closed entirely starting at 7:30 tomorrow morning. As well as the block of North Henry Street next to it. That's the block with the Madison Museum of Contemporary Art. Those roads are going to stay closed until Sunday at 6 p.m. There will also be some detours for Metro bus routes. Routes A, B, E, F, R, and 75. You can find details on that at cityofmadison.com/metro/detours.
Also closing this weekend are a couple of roads in West Madison for Opera in the Park. As you can see here, South Rosa Road and South Hill Drive along Garner Park will be closed. That's this Saturday between 5 and 11:30 p.m. Local bus services will not be impacted.
And tomorrow at the Goodman Pool, all kids 16 and under under 16, I should say, will no longer be allowed in without an adult who's at least 18 years old. The new rule replaces an old policy that let 11 to 15-year-olds enter on their own. The change comes after a concerning start to the summer season. Police were called there 8 times to Goodman Pool in just the first 2.5 weeks of the season, mostly for behavioral issues, including a couple of fights. In response, the city's Parks Division is rolling out a pool monitor program to help manage crowds and prevent problems before they escalate.
In Beloit, an exciting new outdoor space you can enjoy. The city of Beloit is unveiling the new downtown River Walk extension. The year-long project along East Grand Avenue involved demolishing a vacant structure over the Rock River. The city will maintain ownership of the River Walk area while construction gets underway for a 4-story, 48,000 square foot building. City leaders say that space could include restaurant, commercial, office, or residential use.
Happening tonight at Hilldale, the themed Tiny Diner series is returning.
It's a family-friendly take on a fine dining experience with plenty of entertainment. Tonight's theme, Wicked. Grab takeout from any Hilldale cafe or restaurant and enjoy it in the Plaza by Blue Mercury. Meet characters and enjoy music designed for kids from 5 to 7 p.m. Admission, $5 per child, with all proceeds supporting Second Harvest Food Bank of Southern Wisconsin. Remember to pre-register on Hilldale's website to join the fun. Plus, 2 more Tiny Diner events are coming in the next couple of months.
All right, so we got this going on. We've got concerts in the square going on tonight. We've got the Northwoods League All-Star game at the Duck Pond.
Yes.
And the weather is not doing any of those events any favor.
Yeah, the weather got a lot of these events on the line, I would say.
All right, Savannah has been tracking this along with the certified most accurate forecast team in the city. All right, so break this down. What could we see tonight and time it out for us?
Yeah, I think that will move in late morning and continue through the very early evening hours, roughly 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. for everyone across southern Wisconsin. They did push the Storm Prediction Center a little further west, now including pretty much everyone in that slight risk, that threat, strong winds, and also isolated tornadoes, frequent lightning, brief downpours that could lead to flooding, also a concern. So yesterday they stopped this yellow at Lone Rock, but the latest thoughts and models are showing that storm developing out across Minnesota and Iowa, moving in, and I don't think they're going to weaken for anyone across southern Wisconsin, thinking they'll hold their strength all the way to Milwaukee and even into Lake Michigan. So that's the latest on the Storm Prediction Center's outlook. We talked about the threats. The storm timing, I think, will initialize near Prairie du Chien, Black River Falls, Viroqua, and Platteville probably around 11 in the morning to noon, and that's expected to make its way to Madison, then coming a little bit later than that. Peak intensity, we'll talk about when that's expected for everyone else coming up.
All right, Savannah, sounds like a plan. Thank you. Coming up in your morning sports, the start of the Northwoods League All-Star Week. At the Duck Pond, how Mikey Bell won it all.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
For the first time in a dozen years, the Northwoods League All-Star Game is here in Madison, and it's later on tonight. But the fun got started yesterday evening with both the baseball and softball home run challenges. We'll start with baseball, and what a sensational scene it was seeing all of the teams from the Northwoods League Baseball, all 26 of them represented in one spot. And then the game's begun. The Mallards' MJ Sweeney blasted 3 bombs in his 2 minutes of action, but it would be his Mallards teammate, Mikey Bell, who won it all. To the softball side, where 2 Madison Nightmares were featured, Emma Kavanaugh and Hillary Blomberg. And Kavanaugh put on a show, hitting 9 home runs, an incredible performance. She came up just short, but still an incredible day for her. Later on today on News 3 Now, hear from her and her dad on the incredible experience that was. After winning a national championship at Wisconsin and playing 18 incredible years in the NHL, Joe Pavelski is learning life in retirement. He lives here in Madison, coaches youth hockey, and owns a restaurant called Lean Feast here in town. But he also golfs, and he does it incredibly well. This past weekend, he won the American Century Championship and was crowned the best celebrity golfer in the world.
You heard all the rumors about not a lot of current athletes are winning, and Steph went and did it, so I had to retire, a year to go to get this thing. But just amazing week. Like, this place is incredible, means the world to me. I don't know if it showed on TV when we're battling, but man, it's awesome. It's why we play, why you guys let us believe we're pro golfers for a week, and just the best.
That's your morning sports fix. Have a wowing Wednesday.
In more sports news, the National League came out on top in the MLB All-Star Game, and it was one for the record books. The teams were tied at the end of 9 innings, so the game went to a first-ever home run swing-off. With the National League down 3 home runs to 1, Kyle Schwarber, who was named the game's MVP, hit 3 clutch homers on his 3 swings to power his team to the victory.
Clutch.
The National League won the home run swing-off 4-3.
That's impressive.
Very much so.
We got the Northwoods League All-Star Game tonight here in Madison, weather permitting, of course. And hey, let's talk some more sports here and a chance for you to win some tickets. Every Wednesday, we're giving away 4-pack of tickets to watch Forward Madison.
Yes, and all you have to do is tune in to News 3 Now this morning, watch for our question of the day, and answer online at channel3000.com.
Question of the day is, how old is Breeze Stevens Field? We all know it is old, but how old? Just go to channel3000.com. Look for the link to the contest. Go to the contest page, enter in an answer, and you'll be entered to win a 4-pack of tickets.
Yes, Ford Madison becoming a powerhouse, so get those tickets. All right, well, let's check in with meteorologist Savannah Brito, who's tracking our alert day. Looks like you have something up on the radar here.
Yeah, I do have the radar pulled up. All the showers right now, nothing strong to severe, but we're seeing a lot of lightning returns on radar. That's south of Waterloo. The low pressure right now is directly west of Waterloo. The warm front north of the area. We've definitely got a warm and humid start already with temperatures that are sitting in those 70s. Most of us are in the lower 70s. A couple of us a little bit cooler than that. Our current temperature, Madison 73. We do also have some patchy fog early this morning. Those visibilities will come up, but I do think with the heavy rain and storms that come later in the day, those visibilities are going to drop as well, probably less than 5 miles at times, and some of us are waking up to that. The lunchtime temperature 84, and that's kind of when we're going to start to see the initial storms develop west of Madison. Strong winds, isolated tornadoes, and then also frequent downpours that could lead to some minor flooding, low-lying areas especially, and frequent lightning, all going to be the threats that we could see all across southern Wisconsin later in the day. 11 in the morning until about 7 p.m. I think roughly 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. for most of southern Wisconsin. As we pushed closer to 7, the storms are going to be in Milwaukee. Yesterday, the Storm Prediction Center did stop the slight risk at Lone Rock, but now they did extend that just east of Prairie du Chien, including the Platteville, Viroqua, Camp Douglas areas for later today. Mostly dry conditions expected now until about 8 in the morning. We could start to see a few isolated morning storms, not necessarily widespread severe weather expected at that point in time between 9 and 10 in the morning. And then the main line of storms will start to move in west of Madison about 11 a.m. to noon, and that peak storm coverage intensity, that's expected 1 to 5 p.m. and then the storms move east in comparison to about 6:30, and definitely by 7, that's when the severe threat for everyone across southern Wisconsin will move out of here. The storms will make its way to Platteville, Boscobel, Viroqua probably around 11 in the morning to noon, and then reach Madison at the earliest about 1:30 to 2. I think this is a little bit earlier, and that'll continue about 3 to 3:30 and 4, and then by the time we're reaching 6 p.m. closer to dinner time, 5 to 6, most of those storms are going to move east, Watertown, Juneau, and then still affect areas near Watoma. After 7, that's when the severe threat's over. Could still see some lingering showers into about 10 to 11 p.m., but nothing would be strong to severe after this point in time. That strong cold front is going to significantly drop us 71 tomorrow. So we go from 85, warm and humid today, to no humidity at all tomorrow. Very comfortable, quiet, 71, and then Friday we'll be back closer to the 80-degree mark. That'll be where we sit for pretty much the entire weekend, and more storm chances late Friday, holding off probably until after midnight into Saturday morning and afternoon. All
right, crucial timing for all those events going on tonight in Madison. We know a lot of people will be looking at that forecast all afternoon, updating that Channel 3000 First Warn weather app.
Yes, it'll be there for you.
Still ahead, we're talking Emmys. See the touching moment one of the nominees found out.
And coming up in our next half hour, a beloved Wisconsin cruise line moving on. How owners hope the legacy will be kept alive.
And before we head to break, here are your gas prices. We're back right after this.
Welcome back. This photo this morning is from Mark. Morning on the Mississippi.
No better way to spend it.
Beautiful.
Yes, a beautiful photo here.
I wonder what he's doing there. What kind of work?
He's always sending us nice photos over the water and such.
Let us know. Send us a note, Mark. I'm interested to find out. Well, hey, trending this morning, the Emmys nominations are out, and a special moment was caught on camera when one of the nominees found out. Take a look at this. The cast and crew of Matlock lining up to surprise Kathy Bates on her nomination for lead actress in a drama series. At age 77, she is now the oldest woman ever to be nominated in the lead drama actress category. Congratulations to her. She's already got 2 Emmys, a couple of Golden Globes, and an Oscar for Misery in 1990. What a touching moment here. I find these videos so inspirational. Yes. When, you know, a team gets together to support somebody and celebrate their accomplishments.
Yeah, and you can tell she's super appreciative of it.
What a legend. Hey, by the way, Emmys coming up right here on CBS, September 14th. Nate Bargatze is going to be your host. And more on those nominations. Severance from Apple TV led all nominations with 27. The Penguin on HBO Max collected 24, and The Studio and White Lotus each picked up 23 nominations. Either of you watch any of these shows?
Not
I've
one.
not seen any of them, unfortunately.
What are you guys watching?
I was watching Reacher. I think that's on Prime. And then I was watching a show on Netflix for the longest time. Bridgerton. That's what it's called.
Bridgerton?
Yeah,
I
I
think
finished
Bridgerton
that.
was
It's good.
up for some nominations as
Yeah.
well.
I was
Yes.
What about you? What are you watching? You and the kids?
Well, I'm watching a new series that dropped on Netflix, Building the Band. So I'm watching that. And then the kids, you know, they're all over the place with things. We got Paw Patrol, Toy Story. You got everything in between here. So, you know, they like to keep it interesting.
One of the shows that I watched that was up for several nominations, a show called Adolescence on Netflix. Oh, it was just
I've started
riveting.
that, actually.
Oh my gosh.
I have started that one.
Yeah.
Not very far.
If you're a parent and you've got kids that are, you know, maybe 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, like in that category, even if you've got kids are a little bit older, I think a lot of relatable moments in there and kind of a chilling depiction of what life is like now for parents and kids. So Adolescence, great watch on Netflix
Okay,
right
I'll
now.
have to keep it rolling then.
Yeah.
It's been a little slow start, but hopefully it'll get better.
We're tracking alert day conditions once we get to late morning, early afternoon. That'll continue into the evening. We'll show a timeline of that and show future track hour by hour coming up.
This morning, new developments in the search for a missing woman in danger. The scene in Dodgeville happening right now.
Plus, a disappointment before Wicked, why the Overture Center canceled at the last minute.
And we're tracking alert day conditions later in the day. It's calm for now, but when those storms are expected to move in.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Wednesday morning, folks. For News 3 Now this morning, I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Kyrie Lee. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. We have a lot to get to, some new developments as well.
Right, we'll get to those updates from Dodgeville in just a moment. First off, it is an alert day. We've got the chance of some severe weather, and the impact on a few events, Savannah, is kind of hanging in the balance right now. What can you tell us about what we could face today?
Yeah, well, I do think those storms are expected to move in at the earliest about 11 a.m. and that'll last through the 6 p.m. hour later this evening. So I know a lot of events could potentially be delayed or canceled because of that. We did call for alert day conditions yesterday morning because of the threat of severe weather did increase a little bit. And actually the latest Storm Prediction Center outlook did pull the slight risk a little bit further west. That now includes areas like Dubuque, Platteville, Viroqua, Camp Douglas, and just east of the Prairie du Chien and Black River Falls areas. So most of southern Wisconsin's included in this. Everyone has the threat of seeing strong to severe thunderstorms later in the day. There is an isolated tornado threat, also strong winds. Those are going to be the biggest threats that we could see later today. But then also once we get to later, frequent lightning and then also brief downpours that could lead to flooding. Those are the secondary threats that we could also see as we head into later this afternoon. The temperatures, those are going to be in the mid 80s. We'll have the heat and also humidity to work with. A lot of those key ingredients needed to support strong to severe thunderstorms will be present later in the morning and into the afternoon to early evening. We'll show future track and provide a timeline coming up.
Savannah, thank you. And stay on top of today's alert day by downloading the free First Warn weather app. You can find that in your app store.
Well, happening right now, News 3 Now confirming a highway shutdown in Dodgeville is related to a missing 67-year-old woman.
State Highway 191 is closed in both directions from Union Street to Bennett Road right now. The Iowa County Sheriff's Office says this is related to Dorinda Sabrick, who is missing. Police say she is possibly injured or in danger. She was last seen Monday afternoon. Her car is also missing from her home. She drives a 2020 Hyundai Kona with Wisconsin license plate AXG 8066. Now, she is about 5.5 feet tall and weighs around 120 pounds. She has black hair that is usually pulled up, as you can see in this photo here. And anyone with information should contact the Dodgeville Police Department. But again, that closure is at State Highway 191, and it's related to this missing woman you see on your screen here. We do have a crew on the way right now and are working to learn more.
This morning, we are waiting to see whether tonight's performance of Wicked will go on. The Overture Center canceling last night's performance because there was no running water in the building. We spoke with one couple who bought tickets to celebrate their anniversary.
We bought some chocolate. That's going to help. We might go get some more ice cream. We might just eat ourselves into happiness.
The Overture says it will follow up with all ticket holders within the next 24 hours with information on the next steps.
New this morning, a person is in custody after the police found an American Idol executive and her husband dead in their home. Police say they were called to a multi-million-dollar Encino, California home to do a welfare check on Monday. There they found Robin Kay and Thomas DeLuca deceased. Officers later arrested 22-year-old Raymond Buterin. Police say have not yet determined the motive for the killings.
New this morning in the Middle East, a deadly stampede at an aid distribution site. The Gaza Humanitarian Fund says 19 people were trampled and one person was fatally stabbed in the violence at a distribution hub. It comes as Israeli strikes killed 41 others, including 11 children.
Now to an update in the case of the man accused of abducting a Beaver Dam teenager. Gary Day is pleading not guilty to his 4 felony charges. His scheduling conference is now set for October 7th. Day faces 2 counts of child abduction and 2 counts of child enticement. The charges stem from when, at the time, 16-year-old Sophia Franklin went missing in February, triggering a multi-state Amber Alert. Authorities say Day is the father of her unborn child. His bond is set at $2 million.
In other local news, the Second Harvest Food Bank says there's been a 13% increase in people facing food insecurity. The data comes as Second Harvest launches a new resource for people to view hunger-related data in our region. The study shows nearly 147,000 people in our region, including 40,000 children, are experiencing hunger, with communities of color disproportionately facing food insecurity.
We're keeping a close eye on the forecast because weather could determine if the 4th Concerts on the Square of the season goes on as planned tonight. So if it does, you can head downtown and all you need is a blanket or a low-lying chair. Then sit back and enjoy the music. You can also reserve a table for catering. Plus, there are plenty of food vendors to choose from. You can reserve a spot starting as early as 3 p.m. The concert begins at 7. This week's theme is Mozart and Mahler. You can catch Susan Simon, Jalen Banks, and meteorologist Blaise Keller there live. However, most importantly, as we've been mentioning throughout the morning, if you're planning to go, be sure to stay tuned in to the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra's website to see how that weather is going to pan out for us. A decision on whether to cancel or move the show will be made by 3 p.m. today. Our chief meteorologist, Alex Harrington, will help organizers make that call. If it's postponed, you can expect the concert to happen tomorrow night at 7.
Well, an end of an era here in Madison. After 28 years, Betty Lou cruises are coming to an end. Owners say that they don't want this to be the end of dinner cruises in Madison, though. Jack von Rutenberg and his brother Bill took a leap of faith to start it back in 1998. They expanded their family restaurant, the Mariners Inn on Madison's north side, to take the waters of Lake Mendota. And the sale price for Betty Lou Cruises, which includes a pair of vessels, supplies, equipment, and more, $300,000. Jack says it's priced this way to keep the legacy in Madison.
I mean, we can always sell it to somebody, you know, somewhere else in Wisconsin or in the Midwest, even nationally, but we'd really love to sell it to somebody here.
All right, mark your calendars. The final date for Betty Lou Cruises is August 31st.
Right, so I know it's the end of an era. I know a lot of people are upset about this.
Yeah.
It's a unique experience that you get to take part in.
Yeah, if they could pass the torch, though, to someone else here locally, which is what they're looking to do, you know, and keep it going, I think that's a win-win all the way around.
That's always been on my bucket list to do one of those dinner cruises. They look so fun.
Yes, lots of fun, but today maybe not the best day to get out there if you are thinking about getting on the lake.
Exactly. Tomorrow's looking like a much better day. We've got alert day conditions that we're tracking later today. That threat of severe weather still going to be present across southern Wisconsin later in the day. 11 in the morning is when we'll start to see alert day conditions be in place, and that'll last through 6 p.m. That's for everyone across the area for strong winds and isolated tornadoes. A few of those could also be possible because we've got lift and also wind shear. Those are key ingredients to support those weaker, brief spin-ups or tornadoes. This is the latest outlook. Everyone with the deep shade of red has the best chance of seeing severe weather. That pretty much is all across southern Wisconsin, even gets into central Wisconsin, the Wausau, Green Bay areas, some of Door County, and then also as far south as the Chicagoland area and parts of northern Illinois. I also think we'll see frequent lightning, brief downpours. That could also lead to some minor flooding because, yes, we'll see a lot of heavy rainfall within this line of storms that will move in ahead of the cold front later today. More on the alert day coming up.
Savannah, thank you. And ahead in health news, an expansion in healthcare coming near Verona.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
We're back with health news. Public Health Madison, Dane County issuing a health alert after an increase in drug overdoses. Data from hospitals and EMS reflects a spike in confirmed overdoses, yet they don't know what's driving it. If you or someone you know uses drugs, you can watch out for overdose symptoms that include pale, sweaty, or clammy skin, blue lips and fingertips, irregular breathing, and finding it difficult to wake up. If you think someone's overdosing, call 911 right away. You could also carry Narcan, which is the opioid reversal drug.
A new SSM Health campus is coming to the south side of Verona. Construction is underway on the 97-acre medical campus. It begins with a new outpatient center near the intersection of Highways 151 and 69. The 40,000 square foot building will offer primary care, lab and imaging services, and specialty care. Architects say care will run deep through the bones of the building.
We set out to design more than a clinic here. We envisioned a restorative environment where every element, from daylight to acoustics to workflow and wellness, supports healing and the human connection, each to one another.
The new outpatient center is set to open next year. The rest of the campus will include more clinical space and additional services.
Welch's is the latest of several major companies to announce it's eliminating artificial food dyes. The company says that it will only use colors now from natural sources by early next year. It comes amid a push by Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. for food companies to cut artificial dyes from a wide range of popular supermarket items.
A new study says children globally are not as protected against disease as they could be. Researchers from the World Health Organization and the United Nations Children Fund are finding roughly 14.3 million children have never received a vaccine shot. Slightly more than half of those children were found in 9 countries alone. Those include Ethiopia, Nigeria, and Afghanistan. The report also notes nearly 6 million other children that have only had some of their recommended vaccines, not all.
So the other day I was out working in the yard. I was sweating. It was hot as you know what outside. And the hours went on and I'm like, why am I not hungry? It turns out there's a scientific reason for this.
Interesting. The registered dietitian from Cleveland Clinic says our bodies naturally reduce hunger when temperatures rise, so that might explain it there. That's because the digestion process creates heat, which our already warm bodies don't want. It's called the thermic effect of food. But even if you aren't feeling hungry, it's still important to make sure you're getting all the nutrients you need. And especially good choice are hydrating foods like watermelon, cucumbers, lettuce, and strawberries.
I think I got all the nutrients I need, so I think I was doing just fine.
You're doing good.
Yeah, it was fascinating with all that heat, but we have a cool down and severe weather in the forecast. Let's give it to Savannah Brito with your alert day conditions on this Wednesday. Hey, Savannah.
Hey guys, good morning. Thank you. We've got a cold front that's sitting well to our west right now. That's going to be the focal point in severe weather that we could see later in the day. We have a line of showers and storms. These are for the most part breaking up. Can't rule out a couple of spotty showers early this morning, but I think the main line of storms that'll be with the cold front later in the morning. That'll continue into the afternoon and be present in the evening, roughly 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. It's already very warm out there, 73 in Madison. We've got a lot of areas that are in the mid to upper 60s, but a lot of us also that are pushing the lower 70s early this morning. It is only 6:44 in the morning. Also got a little bit of patchy fog. Everyone's going to see the heat and humidity ramp up across southern Wisconsin later in the day. We're looking at highs in the mid 80s and then lows. Those are going to fall tonight, and especially tomorrow morning, our highs drop to about 70. So this is going to be a pretty strong cold front that'll knock our temperatures down significantly. Strong winds, and we've also got an isolated tornado threat. This now includes everyone across southern Wisconsin. I said that yesterday, but the Storm Prediction Center did shift the slight risk. That's a level 2 out of 5 a little further west. So like I mentioned, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. roughly for everyone across southern Wisconsin. So this did stop. The Storm Prediction Center had this stopping the yellow color at about Lone Rock yesterday, now affecting areas like Platteville, Viroqua, Camp Douglas, and just to the east of Prairie du Chien and Black River Falls. This is where the best chance of severe weather is going to be. Even gets into central Wisconsin now and as far south as northern Illinois. We'll be mostly dry until about 8 in the morning, and then that morning round of storms Not expected to be severe, not expecting widespread severe weather then between 9 and 10 in the morning. And then those initial storms will start to develop the line about 11 a.m. to noon, right about the lunchtime. And then after that, the 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. timeframes when peak storm intensity is expected. Once we get closer to 6, that's when the storms are going to be east of Madison. And then 7, that threat of severe weather completely over for southern Wisconsin. Boscobel, Platteville, Viroqua, La Crosse. We'll start to see those storms as early as about 11:30, and then that will reach Lone Rock, Mineral Point, Camp Douglas, probably taking us about 1:30, and then about 2:33 for the Madison area, with most of the storm activity completely east by that dinner. The closer we get to the dinner time frame, about 5 to 6, and like I said, 7 o'clock, that's when our threat's completely over. Doesn't mean we can't see a couple of lingering or spotty showers behind the low into tomorrow morning, but nothing after 7 will be severe. That's when our threat is over. And like I said, that strong cold front dropping us all the way down to 71 tomorrow. We'll start to slowly see temperatures rise back to closer to near normal. That's still not quite there yet on Friday in the upper 70s, and we'll be right about 80 for the weekend into early next week.
Okay, so things dropping just a little bit.
Yeah, it'll feel more comfortable. Lower dew points and humidity tomorrow. That's what I'm most looking forward to.
It'll feel like fall.
Yeah, almost like late September. 71. Our average high is like 80.
It's coming for you, Kyrian. It's coming for you.
Let's not talk about it. Let's just keep summer in our mouth. Just keep that name in your mouth. Not all.
Not yet.
Or not the one after that either.
It's still mid-July.
Talk to me, we'll talk on Friday morning after we feel the cool temperatures on Thursday.
Okay. Fine.
And lows that get into the 50s. It'll feel pretty nice, though.
There you go.
Grabbing your jacket on the way into work.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll go that far. Not that far.
Hey, we're looking for some Plan Your Day videos so Savannah can give you a personalized forecast. Just send us a picture, a video, or an email. Share your name, where you live, say something to make us smile, and then we'll show it on the air.
Happening today, the largest national youth poetry slam in the world is opening right here in Madison for the first time. The Brave New Voices Youth Poetry Festival is a 4-day event featuring workshops, town halls, presentations, and performances by and for leading young poets. This year's theme is Poetry in Motion. UW-Madison's Office of Multicultural Arts Initiatives has partnered with BNV's parent organization, Youth Speaks, to host the event. For more information and tickets, you can visit bravenewvoices.org. The festival runs from today through Saturday, with the opening ceremony tonight at 7:30.
Well, the numbers are in for Summerfest this year. It was another good one. Milwaukee's 9-day festival saw more than 602,000 fans show up. That's an 8% increase from last year. There were more than 600 artists playing over 900 hours of music. Performance highlights include sold-out shows by Hozier, The Killers, and Benson Boone. This year also featured local Milwaukee vendors and unique exhibitors, experiences, activities, and special events. So that's some big-time numbers from Summerfest this year. One of the Wisconsin summer staples that everybody's got to attend at least a couple times.
Yes, and people from, different parts of the Midwest and beyond came to this just to see.
Big draw.
See some of these artists, which there were a lot of great artists on the lineup.
Yeah, what I like about Summerfest, besides, the location, which is just so cool, right next to Lake Michigan and the downtown area, the atmosphere is just incredible, but that it's spread out. Like, it just draws out the experience over several weeks during the summer months. So it's like, oh, I can't go this weekend. It's not like you have to wait until next year. It's like, oh, I can go next weekend or the weekend after that.
Options.
So, yeah, it's a great way that they set it up. They've always got a lot of fun stuff going on there. And some big names, yet again. I mean, those headliners, sold out shows. We'll see them back for 2026, I'm sure.
Yes, 2026. And there's actually some good acts coming for the Wisconsin State Fair as well.
That's right. Don't sleep on the Wisconsin State Fair.
No, it's coming up too, a couple weeks. Well, coming up in the morning sprint, the latest inflation report is out. A look at how prices have changed over the past year.
And we want to wish a happy 3rd birthday to this little one, Kate. Happy 3rd birthday. We're back with the sprint next.